Nityananda, this is Ma'am Ridu here, and welcome back. Today, a very valid and very practical question that, or a subject that we'll be discussing on, and that is about hard work and smart work. Now, most of you would say, avoid the hard work, go for smart work. A typical kind of thing nowadays. But let us go to the very basics of what is hard work. Now, I do recall when I was a child, uh, it was very hard work, physical work oriented at home. We didn't really have a maid, so we had to change the bed sheets ourselves as children. We had to help with the cooking, we had to help with the cleaning, and we had to do our studies and so on and so forth. Now, what I realized was after doing a lot of hard work, for example, you wake up, you have to change your beds. So you wake up, you remove the old bed sheets, you dust the bed, you keep away the pillows or the bolsters, and you fold the blanket and you keep it aside. And after that, you dust the bed, wipe it, clean it, and then you put on a new bed sheet and you put everything back. Now, that's just a process. Now, after you're doing a process non-stop for a very long time, you then begin to know what's the smartest way to do it. And there can be many ways. You may think of an alternative way of how you do it after some time of knowing how to do it initially. So it's very simple. Any process for that matter, for example, cooking. Now, most people, especially the ladies, they would have all the items kept out the night before. Like, they have to make breakfast, they have to make upma, they have the upma kept out with all the other dry stuff. And the first thing they wake up in the morning is to cut the vegetables and they start making. So there are a lot of ways. Once you know how to cook something, for example, that's another process. How do you cook certain thing? You know how to work smartly around the similar thing. And that's an amazing process where you get to cut time and you get more efficient. Now, I do remember that at times I used to pre-cut vegetables and keep in the fridge or anything to just make sure the next morning you save time on cooking. So that's another smart way. You may be doing cooking, but now that you've learned a smarter way of doing things, you have your vegetables pre-cut in the fridge, and the next day when you wake up, you just keep them out for some time, and then you start cooking. And it's amazing how you can start learning smart ways of working. This is just one example. Even in your office, for that matter, let's say you have to do something very rigorous, very physical in nature, and after doing it for a while, you suddenly say, "Hey, wait a minute, why can't we just do it the other way? That's more efficient and saves time." So immediately, as soon as you are able to relate and see how your process can be shortened, you have struck it, and that's how you work smartly. So before you go into smart working, you got to work hard, and it's amazing because at many points of time in my life, I've been moved again into basics about how to do things. I've again been pushed back into basics, be it at work, be it at home, or other things. I've seen how we move back to basics. And for me, it was very much being brought up in Malaysia. We were basically literally like given everything on a platter. We didn't really have to have so much of physical activity. Well, there was to some extent, but not so much. But after some time, when I began to get involved more and more in a daily routine or something, I could see how time could be saved. Within 2 hours, how are you going to make sure you get the best out of it? And that doesn't include just hard work, it includes smart work. There's certain things where you can do ahead in advance or you can postpone it to the later part of the day. So that's an amazing kind of sharing, which I did cognize when, in fact, Swamiji shared this beautiful quote about only when we do hard work can we cognize how to do smart work. And so that's one way. If you're working hard, be happy. You'll be able to cognize how to do it smart enough. And once you have the smart working, then you're fine. So be open to explore and experience this. Initially, hard work may look like very tiresome or cumbersome or too much of physical energy involved. But after a while, you will see that it actually helps you to make smarter decisions, to work smartly. And it's an amazing way for you to save time and have more time for yourself. So, with this, blessings, and stay tuned for more and more insights into the beautiful truths shared by Swamiji. Blessings, Ethanandam.